And I do have a gavel. I do. I do. It's telling me that I'm going to be going live in a second. Come on. What's going on? Somebody told me something that sometimes it gives you a hard time when you have like a guest on, but I'm
Yeah.
like, please don't do that to me. Huh? uh,
Well, it says live on my end, so it might be.
it says live when you're in.
Yeah.
Guys, do you guys see that I'm live? Because it's not telling me I'm live. I'm live now. That's what it's saying. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everybody. Uh, uh, uh. To Blogs and Fiction. If you are not a blog star, please make sure that you subscribe. You press that bell to be notified when I'm here. So we got an interview today with Trayvon. Hello, everyone. Hello, Auntie Pee Wee. Hello, I am just Mimi. Hello, JJ Gaming Squad. Hello, the McCray Kings. Hello, Cena. Hello, Love Kings. Thank you for coming in. I love you so much. So let's go ahead and introduce Trayvon Jackson. Trayvon, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thanks for having me, Blogs. I appreciate it. Like you already gave my name, but again, I'm Trayvon. I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, where it is. I learned that actually we met multiple times. Through your brother Anthony. So, but yeah, I am a mental performance specialist for a company called Success Epitomized, and I also play professional basketball as well for the last 5 years, going on 6 years. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me and who I am.
So, what team do you play for?
So the most recent team, right now I'm a free agent, but the most recent team I just played for, I just got back from Sweden not too long ago. COVID has given me a blessing to be able to get the things together off the court. So just staying in shape, staying ready for something next.
Yes. What made you get into basketball?
Well, I would have to say I started off playing football for the Columbus Raiders on Mock Road, and it just there was a lot of hitting. There was two guys that on our team that hit very hard, and they hit so hard sparks came off their helmets. And, I played basketball outside, with my brothers and friends like that. But at that moment, I knew like I needed to make a change. I'm not going to be hitting out here like this. So that's really what drove me to start playing basketball a lot. My dad plays professionally, so that has he played professionally, so that had sort of an impact for sure. But I wasn't good at it, and it irked me that I wasn't good, so it made me want to become good at it. So that's kind of what started it.
Yes. And who is your dad, if you don't mind me asking?
My dad's name is Jimmy. Maiden full name is James, but Jim Jackson. He went to the University Ohio State. He went to Ohio State University. He played in the league for NBA for 14 years. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
I know, like my brother would be like, I'm playing today.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
I want to talk about the group that you are a part of,
Yeah,
which is Success Epitome.
almost, and that's okay. It's okay. Success epitomized, but it's okay because you're not the only one. Yeah, success epitomized.
Success Epitomized. Let's talk about Success Epitomized and tell me what that is.
So what it is what our name actually means. Success epitomized literally means the perfect example of success. And we're just a consulting and advising agency. And what we do is we help people and we specialize in spiritual psychology. All that is the study of the minds that we have within. See, most people think we have only one mind. We have multiple minds. We talk about this all the time, subconscious, unconscious, conscious, these things, they're actually real parts of us. They're inward parts of us. And we consult and advise people using that, helping them master these things to use the mind to their advantage so that we can get guaranteed results. And
Right.
whatever industry and whatever it is we're doing in life, we help consult people in that. And so what I am for the company, I'm a mental performance specialist, which is our CEO and our founders, Anthony and Jay Rodman, who happen to be my godparents. They founded the company, over, I want to say probably 10, 12 years ago. And they've had over, 4 years combined experience. And what they did is they set up a system to help people go through these techniques and learnings that we have. And my job is to help make it personal for everybody. So now you're not just reading it or just going through it yourself. My job is to help you or whoever I help out with reach peak performance in their industry using the information we have. So that's a little bit about who we are.
That's amazing. Guys, I have shared the link to their website, and you guys can go and check that out. Can you please tell me a little bit about the university? I did some research and I found out that you guys have a university for a success epitomize.
Yes, yes. We're gonna keep saying it. It's all right. We're gonna keep saying it. Trust me, I had to get it too. Yeah, well, we got the one and only spiritual psychology university in the world, and the whole point of it is it's a life university. We have 8 different phases, so from empowerment phase all the way up to perfection phase, and the whole point of it is it's not like a university where you go to and you just get a degree and you get through it. The whole point of the university is application. So the more you apply yourself, the more you go through it, the more you'll be able to implement that into your own personal life. So, like me personally, I'm actually in the university myself, continually going through it as I help others. You know what I mean? And even when you get through it, you'll be able to have your own doctorate in spiritual psychology, but it doesn't stop there because it's a life university. It's a never-ending learning and becoming of an experience that's the way our university is set up.
And do you guys offer life coaching? Because one of my subscribers just asked, actually, I'm a part of Dare to Be Different, and we're going to
Yeah.
be going on the road in 2022 to do
Okay. Cool.
motivational speaking. And Tremel McCrae, who is Joseph and Tremel McCrae, they are
Okay.
part of Dare to Be Different. They'll probably want to interview you too, if you're open to
Okay.
that.
Cool. Cool.
But they asked if you guys offered um, life coaching, like courses.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what we do. So like I'm not the only mental performance specialist we have. We have I just focus on my industry. I'm able to help anybody, but my industry that I focus on are those in sports, those in media entertainment, because that's what I play. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I can help people in that industry. But we have moms, you know what I mean? We have people that are in finance. We have people that are in like the modeling industry. We have people in every industry you can think of, from government to health to, business, whatever the case may be, that their specific focus is that industry, and they're meant to help you personally implement the information to your life. So yeah, it is a we're not life coaches per se. That's not our title per se, but that is what we do. We help people with life for sure.
Cool. That's so exciting to hear. That's something that I would want to take part of, and I know that they would too.
Yeah.
Um, let's get to some of the things that I have researched that you have talked about. Taking action with T.Jackson.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate
Okay.
it.
All right.
Got to.
So, um, what is your definition of being successful? What is your definition of that?
Well, being successful is being not only successful just outwardly, but being successful inwardly as well. Being successful is when you're able to fulfill your purpose in life. So there's multiple phases of success. There's spiritual success, which is becoming, fulfilling the will of why you're here. Purpose is soul success. And then you have mental success as well. And you have emotional success and physical success. So the fullness of success is putting all of those things together and one. And that way you're not just having one area that you're successful in. So this is
Yeah,
why we see, a lot of people, they may be successful emotionally
yeah.
or physically, right? But they might not have mental success, or they might not have soul success with what there's
Mhm.
going on, or spiritual success. So that's what our whole thing and what success fully is, and that's what we try to help become not only successful outwardly in your professional life, but in your personal life as well.
That's so crazy because last year, I'm very successful.
Yes,
I'm a writer.
yes.
And last year, I wasn't mentally successful. That's something you said that.
Mm,
And I went through a hard time, especially this pandemic. I was like, what is going on?
mm-hmm,
What is,
mm-hmm.
what's going on?
And a lot of us do, and I get it.
It will. It will. I mean, I was not myself. I had to
Mm-hmm,
search for myself. That's how me
mm-hmm.
and the McCray Kings got so close because they really helped dig me out of that. My doctor was like, I want you to get with a psychologist. However,
Yes.
there's a wait list because they wanted to work with
Mm,
people who had is abusing drugs and alcohol right now.
yeah, yeah,
And I was like stuck. And I was like, well, how do I find me?
yes.
And they
And
helped me.
see, and that's huge, and that's so powerful that they could help you because we focus on that as well. That's why it's called mental performance because there's so many mental health issues that are not being dealt with because of the stuff you're just talking about. And like I play in basketball, I get it. For COVID happened for us, everything shut down. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I had to come home. I flew home on the plane literally the day after Rudy Gobert was announced on ESPN. Our whole season shut down, and thankfully I was able to be prepared. Through the people that helped me and through this company that helped me because these are things that aren't necessarily talked about,
Mhm.
and you can go through life not necessarily uh, dealing with those root issues, and then it comes up when other things come around. So that's a great point that you just brought up.
Yeah, you do. And what I summed it up to be is you're so busy being busy. You're so
Yeah.
busy doing busy stuff. And then when this pandemic came, I was at home with my own thoughts and my own mind. And I
Hmm.
realized I don't like myself. You know what I mean? Like, oh my
Hmm.
God. So I had to learn how to love myself and fall
Yes.
in love with myself. I was so busy just, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing it. And I had to learn how to do that. And it
Yeah.
actually, at the end of the day, made me a stronger person. It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's
And
awesome.
that's amazing that you said that. Um, um, McCray King says, great. I'm excited. This is a great interview. I love this guy. Very concise. And yes, yeah, thank you.
Thanks for Craig Q. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. She's lobbing me all the questions, so it's easy to take it. She's giving me easy lobs, so it's cool.
Okay, so in one of your videos, you were talking about manifestation, and visualization. Can
Yes.
you please explain, can you elaborate on that for me and for my subscribers?
Yeah, definitely. So in order to be successful in anything, like we just talked about, there's inward success and then there's outward success. Part of that inward success first is impartation, and then part of the outward success is manifestation. So a lot of the times we have been taught in society manifestation, work hard, grind all day, nonstop. That's all
Yeah.
outward things. But everything outwardly comes from the inward, right? Everything seen comes from what is unseen within us first. And so visualization is one of those steps within manifestation, the outward side. But I only reason why I'm mentioning the impartation because I don't want people to dismiss what that inward stuff is first because
Mhm.
visualization is huge, and it only works if you have inward sight that is correct because your eyes are literally just a reflection of what you're seeing within. Like you just said earlier about yourself, you said, I realized I did not love myself like so many of us have in the past, you know what I mean? Or so many may be dealing with right now. Visualization is able to help you actually go forward where meditation helps you go backwards. So meditation is a lot of times they mix those two together, right? Meditate and visualize. No, they're two different things.
Mhm.
Meditation is help to use your subconscious mind to help you rewrite and cleanse your past. If you think of like a cleanser, like a big like pump and with all this gunk in there, that's what
Mhm.
meditation helps to clean out, right?
Yeah.
Visualization helps you go forward and create your future. So that's where everybody does these techniques that I'm talking about. But a lot of us don't realize what it is we're actually visualizing, what it is we're actually creating, because
Right.
we are the creators of our reality. And the world that we live in today is the reality that we created, right?
Yes.
And then we are the masters also of our own destiny, which is dealing with visualization. So, whatever destination that you set within your inward sight, within you visualize, you create it, is that's what you're going to experience. So we like to help people understand what the true purpose is for being here, what their responsibilities are within that purpose, and then have fun with it and decide what destiny that they want to have so that they can go forward and be equipped for that. So that's in a nutshell what visualization deals with.
And do you guys have one-on-one consultations, like in face, or is it just like all virtual right now?
Well, because of COVID, it's been a lot of, this. We don't use StreamYard. I like StreamYard a lot though, so this is cool. But
Mm.
we've been using Zoom, which is, because that's kind of like a more of a easier platform. But we do have one-on-one for sure. It just depends on the people that we work with and what they're able to do
Mhm.
with that case.
Okay. And the way that they would do that is by going to the website, right?
Yeah, so like you can go to successepitomize.com slash specialist, or you can go to successepitomize.com slash my name for me as a specific specialist. We have a whole team, and our team, like I said, specializes in whatever industry that they're in. You can see what specialist and what industry that they're focused on and what they're dealing with and what they have expertise in, and
Mhm.
whatever it is that you can set up free consultation with them to see what it is that you want to get help in. We're huge on helping. You know what I mean? We're not like big on seeing what's the word I want to use? Because I want to get off of resources for a second because of like you just mentioned something that was so key earlier. You said the people that they sent you to only help those that were dealing with like drug issues and things like that.
And alcohol.
We Yeah, so psychology, we understand that psychology is in anything in any industry you do. So we really love to help first, and that's why we like to sit down and see what do you need help with first before we just figure out give me your money, that type of thing. Like now
Mhm.
there is an exchange, and we can work with you based on whatever that exchange is. But that's our main goal is to help you become the perfect example of success.
Yeah. And Dr. Rodman, me and him went to Westerville North together.
Really? You went to North with Aunt Ro. Wow.
You know that.
Okay. How was that? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, yes. Don't get me started.
Oh man.
um. Okay. So it's take action with T.Jackson. What is your definition of taking action? What do you mean by that? Because I'm always telling my people grind, grind, grind,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I want to know what your meaning of take action is.
So the meaning of take action is the reason why my show is named that the mini segments that I do is because I was always a guy that wanted to be systematic and figured out how can I do? What can I do? Right.
Mhm.
And what I learned was a lot of the action that comes from manifestation outwardly first comes within. And so the reason why it's named Take Action is to, for me, it helps me know what can I do on my part. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to name it Take Action. And my God, that actually, Dr. Rogan, he was the one that influenced me to name it that because it's a way to be able to make sure we do our part to receive help from the divine and from the way things are set up so that we're always in alignment with how things work in life. So if I
Mhm.
can take action inwardly, if I can take action through the steps of impartation that we went over, then manifestation, when I start to actually go do, I've already done it inwardly.
Yeah.
So it's already going to work. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's the biggest thing with take action is, and I try to reiterate that over and over and over again is, after I go through all right, let's take action and let's implement this stuff right away.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yes. It's like the grind effect because I'm like, grind, grind,
And
grind.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you the gavel. I'm, I'm glad you mentioned that because we want to help people make the process smooth. Obviously, there's going to be trials. There's going to be tests that people deal with. But if you know these tests or if you know these trials, it doesn't have to feel like such a burden as you're going through towards your journey of becoming successful. It can be smooth. It can be joyous. You can have a great time with it, rather than experiencing, both sides of the spectrum, which is good and then bad at the same time. Like we want to help
Mhm.
you overcome those things. Use these mental health issues to your advantage. Empowerment. Use these issues of worry, fear, any type of anxiety to your empowerment. That's what we try to focus on.
Yeah. Now, this is off of like the notes that I have for you for questions, but I
Okay.
want to know what do you feel about taking a leap of faith? Because that's kind of what
Yeah,
I do. I
that's
plan,
real.
and you know it's so crazy.
Oh, that's key.
You plan things, and then you get to the last, like, okay. So I planned at my job. I'm going to
Hmm.
quit. I'm going to go ahead and start doing my own thing. I think.
Yeah.
And then that last week came, and I put my 2 week notice in, and I was like,
It gets real.
I don't think I'm ready. And
Yeah.
really, I had to do it. I had to push myself. I said, "You're ready. You're ready. You got all of this saved up," and that was the best thing I could have done in my life. You
That's
know.
awesome.
So, what do you think about taking leaps of faith?
Well, you just said something that was so key, and that most people, unfortunately, don't associate when it comes to faith, right? A lot of people, when they associate faith, they just think of just taking and jumping blindly. That's
Yeah,
not faith at all. You said you set up a plan.
yeah,
That's what true faith is. True faith is a plan according to the universal laws of life, which gives you the substance of what it is you're hoping for. So I'm not just jumping off because no, even if I cannot see in the future or understand what's going to happen, I understand what these laws are. So this is what I'm hoping in. So that's these laws are as I follow this, these are going to be the evidence of what it is that's going to manifest itself. So you talked about yourself, doing that with your job. I've had to do this multiple times and continue to do it, but it's way easier in faith because when you have a plan, a guaranteed plan, and you do it according to the universal laws of life, you're able to make adjustments along the way. And then that part where you come up where it's like that 2 week notice you're talking about, that's where you have to trust. You have to
hmm
trust in and stand on, okay, I know I may not be able to see this, but the law of flight says if I jump off of this and I have these wings, I'm going to fly. I'm good.
yeah,
You got to stand on it, right? So these are the things that we like to teach people or reveal to people rather, because we already have this within us. But we reveal this within people is the universal instructions, the principles, and the laws of life. If you have those things, now I'm not out here just like, well, I hope it's okay. I hope I don't fall. Like, no, I know this is the basis of this, and I have a
yeah,
plan, and then I'm able to go forward. That plan is my vision. That plan
hmm
helps me see where I'm going in my destiny. I
yeah,
took the time to write it down, make it plain. It's going to come about because once you write it down, you trap it in time here. You're taking it from the impartation and you're trapping it in time. It's going to come about. You just got to not grow weary and doing good. It's going to come about in due time, though. Look at you. It's here.
Look at me.
Exactly.
You told me you was like, do not leave the comedy out. I'm like,
Nah, you got to be yourself. You got to be yourself. That's what make it. That's what make it.
Like, all right. So, you already told me about the university. Can you tell me about confession and declaration? Because
Yes.
yes, I
Yeah.
do some research.
Yeah. Nah, that's good. Now, so it really just goes off of what I just said before with those universal laws of life. When you're able to confess, see, this is the thing. Confession literally just means to speak what the Creator already spoke. That's what true words of confession means, right? Unfortunately, what people don't understand with our words were never meant to communicate. We are creators.
That was my
We are,
next question about the word.
yeah.
Okay.
And I won't go too far into it, but it's important when it comes to confession because when you confess, you are literally speaking over because of the power that we have been given. We have been given power, authority, and dominion over this realm that we live in called Earth. So this is why you can have two different people have the same different live in the same household, same parents, same everything, but have two totally different paths in life. What happened? That's because
Mhm.
we create our reality. You know what I mean? We literally create that. And part of confession is when you're able to speak what the creator was already spoken, you're able to bring what he said into your life.
Mm.
This is that free will choice that we've been given. So a lot of
Yes.
people are like, man, I don't really understand why this happening in my life. Pay attention to what's going on and what you're speaking inwardly and outwardly. So
Mm.
when you confess that, you're able to confess because you know what the universal laws are. You know what the instructions, you know what the principles are. So I can stand confidently this and I can confess that. And when I declare what you did with your plans, you declare your plans to other people, and then that helps you be able to connect. Because
Yeah.
if people don't agree, there's only three things that can happen with confession. People look at you like you crazy. You about to quit your job? What? You leaving?
That happens.
Oh, okay. All right, you crazy. All right, second one is people gonna be like, girl, you good. Go ahead. You gonna do this thing. And then the third thing is people gonna look at you in awe, like, man, blogs, that's amazing. How did you do that? That's only three things. If they want to move forward from there, you let them know these is my plans. This is what I'm gonna do. And that's what declaration is. I'm declaring to you my plans according to what I just confessed. And I'm
Mhm.
letting you know, hey, this is what's about to happen. And if they agree to it or not, let you know if you guys should connect and mastermind together, or if you guys should just keep it moving and moving your separate ways. So confession and declaration helps you make the right agreements and not come into these relationships incorrectly, which is why so many people deal with mental health issues because they have wrong relationships, wrong
Yes.
agreements, wrong
Yes.
things, and it becomes a burden on them.
Yeah.
So when I declare and I'm letting you know what I'm doing, and if you're not feeling it, you ain't getting out of this job in 2 weeks.
Right.
Cool, that's okay. That's what you said. I just know I don't need to connect with you, but you still
Hmm.
giving me power because you are confessing what I'm about to go do. So two more come to agreement, it's going to be done. So this is part of confession and declaration and kind of what it is in a nutshell.
And do you feel okay? Because there's a whole group that's around you with this thing, with
Yeah.
this success epitomized.
Epitomized. Yes, there we go. We got it. We got it.
Okay, so with do you think that when you want to be successful, that you should surround yourself with success? Some people don't think they're good enough. Some people can get down
Yes.
in their
Yes.
little spirit,
Yes.
and they could be
Yes.
like, I ain't good enough for them. But I feel if you surround yourself with success, that you will be successful. That's how
Hmm.
I feel. So
Yes.
you let me know, am I right or wrong
No,
about
you're 100% right. You're 100% right. And you got to get the gavel on that one because that right there, exactly. You got to get the gavel
you
on that
want
one
you
because
want
that right there is the lifting up of others or the downfall of others for
mm-hmm.
some people.
Yeah.
This is why we have our foundational challenge that we take people through. They can choose any of our systems, but the main one we push is the Transform Your Mind Challenge. And it's a 5 day, a 6 day challenge. But on the fifth day, we help people mastermind to create their success team around them. So to create around them the right people to help them be successful. So you just talked about like having a team. There's
Yeah.
we have a team, and I'll kind of go into small detail, not fully, but in order to be successful fully in any industry, you gotta have around 12 people or 12 people that fulfill these certain things in your life to help you. Five of those got to be full agreement. Hey, these is my, like they say, these is my roadmates. Like we going, like we going. This is all in everything. We got the same destiny, same everything. But then in order to really, like basketball, I may not be in agreement with everybody on my team. We may not, have the same family
Who would you
values.
play again for again? So that could
Well,
be my favorite NBA team.
well, I'm not in NBA yet. I'm not there yet, but I will be. I'll keep going. I will be. So I
You
was just
will
I'm
be.
a
Your
free
dad
agent right now.
was. You gonna get it.
Yes, there we go. There we
Together.
go.
Let's get
But
together. Order.
but
You gonna be in the end.
order the court, yeah.
You're ready for
So
it.
definitely. So back to the basketball example. In basketball, I play with so many different dudes. We come from different backgrounds, come from different things. We have a common goal to win.
Mhm.
We don't have necessarily, we might not have the same family values, same family, all that
Mhm.
stuff, same idea. Like, but when it comes to going to win this game, we come together.
Mhm.
That's the rest of your 12. But the five that you gotta have to help you out, these got to be people that you all in, right? You got to have that loyal, confidant helper. You got to have that energizer and uplifter, that motivator and that cheerleader, that consultant and advisor. You got to have the spiritual advisor as well. That has to be like fully in depth. And we go into detail in our Transfer Your Mind challenge and what these are and to help people, figure out who that is in their life so
Mhm.
that way they can surround themselves with the right people and you confess and declare because you're going to come in order to get anything done in life, you're going to have to work with other people. That's just how life was set up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just how we were created. And our thing is just because we know we need to connect with other people doesn't mean we need to connect with everybody yet. Not
Yeah.
because it's not possible or not because it's not the right thing. Everybody's at different stages and different journeys of their life, and they may not be open to do that right now. But
Right.
that's okay. So look, hey, we'll give the option, we'll give the opportunity. But if you're not with it, then okay, I'll keep moving. This is why even in basketball, you got a lot of people that come in and out of teams.
Mhm.
They get traded, get cut, whatever the case may be, because that teamwork and that camaraderie of growing success is huge. If you have a cancer around you, it can bring down the whole locker room.
Mhm.
The same thing in life.
Yeah. And what would you say about, and this is off of my notes, I'm not going to,
Yeah,
what would you say about someone who, sometimes people can be so negative. So we talked about
yeah.
surrounding yourself with positive people and successful people. Let's talk about you having a negative Nancy
Or a Debbie Downer.
or Debbie Downer in
Yeah,
you know, in your corner when you're really trying to push yourself. You right there on the edge. You ready to do it. Now,
yeah,
what happens when you have someone like that in your circle?
yeah. Well, I one thing I live by that's a truth, and it really helps us understand who we are as I'm keep saying it as the creator of our own realities. Nobody can make me feel any way except me. Literally, nobody has that power and that authority or domain except me. So if I'm feeling a certain way towards someone emotionally, if I'm feeling out of whack mentally towards them, whatever the case may be, and it's not, on a good side of the spectrum, I need to examine myself and examine what
Mm,
position have I placed them in my life.
yeah,
Because a lot of the times we have issues with other people when we place expectations on them that they haven't placed those expectations for themselves. So
right.
we'll expect certain things of them and they don't expect that of themselves. So we're unequally yoked in our bond or in
Mhm.
our, our union together, a friendship, a relationship, whatever the case may be. So now you end up having one person carrying another person or one person dragging on to another. And then that's what causes conflict
Yes.
because one person's trying to go, another person's not trying to go.
Yeah.
And you have to make that tough decision at times. And at times, this can even be family, which is tough because you have to be able to know truly who is your true family, who is your true, you know, people that are around you that help you. Dr. Rodman actually just went over this in a podcast from the Final Answer where he talked about the levels of family, and
Yeah.
he did a wonderful job of explaining this. And this is why it's so important to do that because a lot of the times our negative people that we have are those that we're supposed to love the most. We're supposed to be there with us the most. So
Yeah.
I think that's a great, great, great question. Great question.
Thank you so much. So now I'm gonna get back to my notes. Um,
He was
so
off the notes. We was rolling.
yeah. Let's talk about you mentioned something about impartation. Can you
Yes.
please, you know, elaborate
Dive
on
into it. Definitely. So impartation is the receiving of unseen information, and then manifestation is making that unseen information tangible here. So for instance, for you, we'll use your example. You got imparted with the idea that I'm gonna get off of this. I'm gonna leave my job, put in my I'm gonna make this plan together, get this 2 week notice, and then you actually manifested and made it happen. It started off as an idea, right?
Mhm.
Then you went through the conscious mind, you started having the plans, the blueprints, the structures of
Okay.
how that idea could actually work, right? Then you actually start to imagine using your imagination what destiny, what can I do? Where's my end point I'm going to, right? Then you started using your conscious to figure out, okay, which laws can make this work? Even if you didn't know the law, we all know these laws of life. But okay, how's this going to work? And you started. People have that cartoon where they have the good angel on their
Yeah.
right or left, and the bad angel. You had to make
Mhm.
a decision. Which voice am I going to listen to as I'm going throughout the journey? And then you had to make your free will decision based off your ego. Your ego is all yourselves, your self worth, your self love, your self esteem. Based on how strong your ego is going to determine what choice you're going to make. And that all determines what decision you're actually going to go out and do when it comes to all that I just named, all this stuff that I just named happens in like a split second. We
Mhm.
do all this and like we do this stuff naturally, but a lot of times we do it improperly because we don't have the proper impartation, which starts
Mhm.
off spiritual first and then down. A lot of times we start physically first and then go up. No, it's impartation is opposite. Start spiritual, soul, mind, emotions. We're dealing with your heart and then your body so that you can manifest. And when you can go out there and do it, it's already been done because I went through this already inwardly. All right.
Right.
It's just now I'm just walking it out.
Mhm.
So that's impartation. So you got to get the.
Okay, and then you already talked about the words. Words are meant to create. I
Yes.
love that. When I watched
Yes.
that and you said that, I was like, wow. So
Yeah.
I know you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but if you could just please, because that is so amazing, because words have power. You
They
know, I
do.
don't like for people to say certain things because I'm like, words have power.
Power.
And
Yes, they
we don't
do.
understand that. And when I watched and I was, doing my little research, you know,
Yes. Yes.
I saw you said words are meant to create. And I was like,
Yes.
whoa, what does he mean? Is what I'm
Yes. Well, and that's so key because once I grasped it, it changed my life for the good. Because whatever you have that's life, and whatever you have that's dealing with the negative side of the spectrum that a lot of people associate as death, all that stems in the power of your tongue. You know, We have ships, these huge ships, right? That
Mm.
are these mega big ships, but they're steered by this little rudder, this little wheel. We have these big old tanks and our big old vehicles that are steered by a little wheel. It's the same thing with our tongues and with our body. Our tongue literally creates and controls the rest of our life. And the reason why we talk about a perfect example of success is when you're able to truly control your tongue and control the words that you speak and what you're creating, you're then able to be perfect in all that you do. Because if you speak it, you if you speak it inwardly first within yourself and then outwardly as well, you will eventually become what it is you are bonded to in your words. Those that speak what they are bonded to, they love the harvest of what it is they speak. So if you don't like what it is that you're dealing with in your life, pay attention to what it is you're speaking because
Yes.
you create that. We all create that. And once I realized that personally, I was dealing with a lot in my life, and I just realized, like, man, that I created this. Is everything I'm dealing with in my life right now is because I created, and that can be tough because we all got different backgrounds, different situations, different upbringings, and that doesn't mean that certain people don't deal with certain things because there's some people that deal with some crazy stuff, and we can't dismiss that. But the beautiful thing and the reason why it's so powerful of us being able to do that is because the reason we were set up, we were designed and created to no matter what we're dealing with or what the situation is, we have the power to create a new reality. We have the power to create the reality that we want to live in. There is a reality for all of us that is meant for us for good. But we have that free will choice to decide what our reality is going to be within that overall reality. And that starts with inwardly, that voice that we have inside, and then outwardly, what we speak and what we create. So that's
Yes.
dealing with our words.
Yes. And speaking positivity into your life.
You have to. You
Yeah.
have to.
And that's there's some people that don't believe that you can be successful. That ain't true. I don't know a
Yep.
girl that's really a writer. She she didn't do this, and you have to be like, no, it's true. You
Yeah.
know, and there's some people that doubt themselves so bad that they can't
Yeah.
be that type of person. What I tell people is, y'all don't think it is, but there's so much money here in the world to make. And a
It's
man,
so much. Yeah.
we can make it. Listen, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people
Yes.
don't think that. They don't. And what would you, if someone wanted to motivate themselves and say, I don't believe it, I don't think that I can do it. Really? What would you say? There's a lot of content creators that's in the chat. There's
Yeah.
a lot of people who, they want to jumpstart a business. Or what type of advice would you get them to let them know you can do that? You
Yeah.
can they look up to a lot of bigger YouTubers, and I wish
Hmm.
I could. You can,
Yes, you can.
I looked at writers, and I'm like, I can, and that's what I told
Absolutely.
myself. I can do this. I got.
Yes.
I know I can do this. I know I can do it.
And you did
Anybody
it.
can do
Yep, and you did it.
it. Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah.
I would say to yeah, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead. What would you tell them how to feed themselves positivity, how to feed themselves, give themselves that push? What would you say to do?
Well, you just said it, and you started off with those words. That those words, I am. Those are the two most powerful words in any of our language. But before we get to that, we have to go back to the first step of impartation, which is to believe in the divine, in the unseen, that there is more that we can physically see. Because when there is more that we can physically see, we'll seek after that realm of possibilities, and we'll seek who's in that realm. And the more we connect with them, that's what true worship is. I'm not talking about the worship in the religious settings where you dance and things like that. That's not worship.
Mhm.
Worship is truly acknowledging someone for who it is they truly are. So the more you're able to connect to that realm and to the divine and acknowledge who it is that's there, you will be able to acknowledge if I came from them, then that must be who I am as well. So then I can acknowledge myself. This is who I am as well. So you just said it. This is why our two most powerful words are I am and what I can do and all those things. Because I am is going to determine what destiny you have in your life, what it is you're going to experience. The person who says I can and the person who says I can't, they're both right. They're both right. So if the person that wants to really motivate themselves, I would encourage them to believe in the divine that there's more that we can physically see and diligently and urgently seek after that and truly acknowledge that in worship because when you're acknowledging that in worship, which is literally just acknowledging who that is and who is there and what possibilities lie within that, you're acknowledging that within yourself. So worship was meant for us. It was not meant for the the religious things that we've been taught. Worship was meant for us. When we can worship ourselves properly in order and understanding the order of the structure of things, then we can actually go out and experience what it is we were meant to experience and actually be successful.
Yes. Yes. Amen.
Gotta hit that amen one time. You got to. Yep.
So, guys, all right. So, I've been ignoring my chat. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know I love you. I'm in an interview, and I wanted you guys to get all of the information without any type of interruptions. So, I am going to go ahead and greet people. But while I'm greeting people, I'm opening it up for any questions that you have for Trayvon. Thank you all for coming in. I am just Mimi. Listen, will you be open to do interviews? Like if I set you up with some interviews, would you be open to do them?
Definitely. That's the whole point. We
So
want to
I
help. We want
need
to
someone
love
that I want you
talking.
to know. Hey, JJ Gaming Squad, thank you for coming in. The McCray Kings is someone I need you to know. They are
Okay.
amazing, and I want you
Awesome.
to do an interview with them too. Love King,
Awesome.
hi, thank you for coming in. Sincerely, Jay, hey boo. Jackie went to Westville North too. Boy, yes.
See, well, I went to South though, so
I
I
know
don't know
you
if I
was.
could. I don't know if I could do that. I got connection with Coach Kalo. That's why I can represent South for Coach Kalo. That's it.
Senna, thank you. Or Sin, thank you for coming in. Patricia, my mom, thank you so much for coming in. Monte, hey boo. Hello. Wow. And let's see, Trisha, hey boo. And Auntie Pee Wee, I think I said that too. And but one thing that I saw that Nene said just a second ago.
Yeah.
He said, oh, and my Uncle Fred. Um, well, Cecily J said this. That's like when our security guard just quit and left everyone didn't. Okay. Well, she was talking about plans of the security guard.
Yeah.
Hang out and about and out. Okay. Nene said something. She said many don't know how to do it. So when I was talking about just starting, your
Yeah.
own business or whatever, she's saying many people don't even know how to. So what
Yeah.
would you say as far as that? Like, how can somebody just jump at, like me? I had a plan, and even my last week, I was like, I don't.
Yeah.
What would you say to just tell somebody, just go, do it, push, you know?
I would tell somebody at first to connect with somebody that is able to help guide you along the way. First within, which is what I just talked about, the first steps of impartation. But if you're not able to do that, find somebody who has been successful according to the right ways of things. This is why we set up Success Epitomized, so that you don't have to be alone. You know what I mean? Along your journey of success. We're not teaching people how to uh, become successful because it's already within you. We're just revealing what's already within you. And so when you're able to be exposed to someone else that's already been there and to help give you the right laws, the right instructions, the right principles of life, the things to prosper you and not to harm you. That's how you can determine the difference. If it's the plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to see you have a good hope and a good future, then you know, okay, this is good. But if
Mhm.
it's something along the way that has like a catch to it, hey, bro, you
Mhm.
can do this, but more money, more problems. I need to be
Yes.
weary of that. I need to be
Yes.
weary of that because I may not be able to, I need to pay attention to what that person's doing right, but why are they experiencing this in their life? Because you can be successful, like I just talked about in the beginning.
Mhm.
You can be successful physically, but have a jacked up soul life, or have a jacked up spiritual life, or have a jacked up mental life. You know what I mean? And we want to have the whole picture. So this is why we set people up with us to help them. But if it's not just us, start within. You have
Yeah.
all this stuff already within you. It's just
Mhm.
being willing to go down that path and then make a and take action part of it, which is actually begin to do. Actually begin to do what it is you receive within, and you'll be surprised how equipped you really are.
Yes. Yes, I know that's right. Victoria Harris said this is great. You guys, if you have any questions, um, hey Lucas. Lucas says shout out to my guy T.Jackson.
King Lucas, that's King Lucas. Actually, Lucas is actually another specialist.
Is
So that's
he?
that's really cool. Yeah, Lucas is super
Awesome.
cool.
Awesome. Hello, Queen Marie. I never seen you guys. Guys, if you are not a blog star, please make sure that you press that subscribe. And we know right
In
on.
the know. There go the gavel. There go that gavel.
They're
Yeah.
gonna get. You wanted me to hit the gavel. I seen you. You said.
You think? See
What your
now you see now
goals?
you.
What are your goals? What's your okay? Your 5 year goal. What do you want to do? What do you want to? What do you want to do?
Well, some of the goals that I have, I can go with what I have right now. So like right now, I'm still continually working on the 5 to 10, but I know I got for sure three. I'm working to get like my guy that was got 100-year plan. He literally has 100-year plan, and I'm like every time I hear it, I'm like, oh my goodness, let me keep going in life. Like, but I'm in good company because I know for me in the next 3 years, I just started, me and my partner, Scott Suggs, we just started up a mentorship program called How to Be a Pro. And it's dealing with basketball. And it's actually with our other company, our partner company called In God's Image. And we want to really just help people learn how to be a pro properly, how to be a pro properly the way that we were created to be professional athletes. And we just started a podcast. We're actually going to start this weekend. And we're going to be interviewing a lot of NBA players, overseas players, mentors, but just teaching them how to be a pro. So that's a part of my goals. Actually, being successful in basketball as well. Personally, for my family, I definitely want to have, working on establishing my own household, establishing, a family in that way that I'm talking about right now. But I had to first start with myself before I can start multiplying outwardly. And then obviously with Success Epitomized, just continue to grow in this and to help as many people as I can learn the things that I have learned, and then just keep growing within the company. So that's my main four areas. I got a lot of hobbies. I love music. I sing, on the side, but that'd be down the line. So it's a lot. It's a lot
I
going
didn't know you
on.
sang.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna hit no
You might
notes
have to
though,
have a karaoke night on here.
Yeah, just a little bit, and that stuff would be down the line. But I got a lot of creative stuff, man. I want to do movies. I want to do TV shows. I want to do a lot of stuff. But
Yeah,
first, my main things are Success Epitomized, How to Be a Pro, and moving forward in basketball as well with that.
you'll get
And
it.
just yeah, definitely.
God got you,
I
and
appreciate it. I
in
appreciate it. Yes, he does.
of Jesus, that
I
God
appreciate it.
touch your whole seriously, and show you favor because you got
Thank
it.
you.
You've been working
Thank
on
you.
it since you were a little kid. You got this.
I appreciate it.
I
So
know
you
you.
remember that? See, that's real. That's real. You remember
Yeah,
that?
that
That's awesome.
is. I remember when I was like, yeah, that's not my brother's friend. My brother's friend is just a little. Who's this? And I was like, who's this now? Trayvon. So, I had to realize, you got older and you got this. You got this. You got greatness in you. It runs
I
all
appreciate it.
your blood and all through your DNA, and you are going to get it. Everything that you want, God is going to bless you. He really
Yeah, I
is. And
appreciate it. Thank you so
I'm
much.
praying because if He could do it for me, He could do it for all of us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Freddie asked us a question. He said, should the person set up a plan to start their goals?
I think the person definitely should. And this is what we do for the Transform Your Mind Challenge. We help people actually set up their life goals and set up their year goals as well to actually start to see what is it that I actually want to do in life. You know what I mean? What are the things that I like? A lot of people don't really know what they want because we're in such a world that moves nonstop. We'll take the time to sit down. What do I want? So now when we figure out what it is we want, when we go through the steps of impartation and we start receiving from the divine, we can begin to actually see, oh, this is different than my plans. But
Mhm.
if you don't have those plans written out, you don't know what adjustments to make. You don't know, like you just said yourself, like I just wrote down my plans. You know what I mean? I just wrote, and I may be changing them. I constantly am making adjustments to my plan. I may not change the fullness of it, but I make adjustments to doing it the way that it was, the way that it's supposed to go down, the way that it's supposed to be successful. Because the purpose of that will prevail in the end. So it definitely, if a person writes down their plans, there goes no problem. Dream again. Dream and go through all the impossibilities of life. Write them down. Write down what you're capable, what you want to do in life, what you want to dream about in life. And if you need help with this, go to Success Epitomized, and we'll walk you through this step. This is what the Transform Your Mind Challenge is set up for. It's for somebody to guide you through it so you don't have to just guess along the way. We can give you the actual laws, the systems, the structure to guarantee what it is you're right now to be successful. When you got the right keys, success is predictable. You
Right.
know what I mean? It's predictable. So great question.
Yes. Tremel from the McCray Kings asks, what do you think about vision boards?
Vision boards are awesome. Vision boards are great because again, what your eyes are going to see constantly, you're going to keep making a program in your subconscious mind. That's why it's so important what it is you see outwardly, because whatever you're seeing is going to influence your vision inwardly. So this is why, um, television is literally telling you a vision. It's telling you a vision of where you're going.
Yeah.
So if you want to have a vision board of what it is you want to do in life, that's perfect. We actually encourage that. I have vision boards myself, and I like to see things constantly. And if I don't have it physically, it's because it's already ingrained within me. So I constantly see it. We do this stuff. We do this stuff. All of us do. We do it naturally. But if you want to be able to direct it, vision boards are awesome. They help you out so much.
Yeah. Vision boards are awesome. And I encourage vision boards too.
Yes.
There's a show. It's actually a DVD, well, a movie or whatever, a documentary, and it's talking about success. And they talk
Okay.
about the vision boards, and they even
Mm-hmm.
talk about the guy that wrote Chicken Noodle Soup and how he put a
Mm-hmm.
dollar on the top of his ceiling in his room and put all of these zeros behind it, and
Yep.
he was sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and
Yep.
how he became very successful. You know what I'm talking about? The secret.
Yeah,
This,
I've heard of The Secret. I seen it probably as a kid. I don't remember too much, but I definitely have heard of it. I definitely have heard
yeah,
of it.
The Secret was amazing, and it was all about vision boards and just really, you know, just being positive and speaking things into existence. And that's why I have trigger words, things that I don't like people to say, because I feel like as much as you can speak positivity into your life, you can speak negativity into your life.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
you know,
Yep.
I just want the positive
Yes.
health, positive wealth, positive,
Hmm.
information into my brain, and I always pray because I feel like
That's
faith
awesome.
is a big thing. You have to.
Absolutely, it is.
You
Absolutely,
know,
it is.
before I write a book, I say, God, bless these hands.
Yes.
These hands, bless my mind. Give me wisdom. And I really hope that this can touch someone, even if it's fiction. That's my big thing.
Yeah. Well,
Just I want my my readers to be on the edge of their seat to make sure that I do
yes.
it, Lord. That's
Well,
my
because you do that, you actually invite the divine in. You actually invite God in, so you're able to actually have influence. So that's the beauty of doing that. And that secret is so big. I want to touch on that a little bit. That secret, I remember seeing that as a kid, and as I got older, understanding it. The reason why it's a secret is because, like I keep saying, all this stuff is already within us.
Mm.
We have these techniques and these things within us. The difference that we really like to hone in on is not just giving people the information and just saying, hey, just go create everything. No, we want to give you this information, but then also let you know, hey, this was the way it was designed to be used. Because Steve Jobs used him as an example with the iPhone. The iPhone, it was meant to be used a certain way. And a lot of times people just don't read the manual, right? We just get it out, we just start using it. Next thing you know,
Mhm.
within a year or two, iPhones start working slow. We then overcharge it every night and we gotta go get a new iPhone. Well, that's the same thing in life. A lot of people don't read the manual, and the manual is not just physical, what I mean, it's within. So when
Yes.
you read that, when you have that manual within you, which is located within your soul, and you're able to be able to connect through impartation, through your spirit first, through the soul, then mind, emotions, body, you'll be able to use this so-called secret correctly because you'll realize it's not a secret. We have this and we do this all the time, but when you're able to use it correctly, now you can go through life and not create debts along the way through other people that you influence wrongly or all that type of stuff. But you
Yeah.
won't have the debts. You'll have constant, like you said, positivity,
Yes.
constant growth,
Mhm.
constant, health and things like that. It's no coincidence. Anybody that's been successful in life, I don't care who it is, anybody that's been successful in life is doing these techniques that we've talked about today. They do them. They exchange through prayer, they worship, they visualize, they confess it, they do all these things. We don't want you to just be successful outwardly because we don't want people to just be successful and just be like, oh, that's it. That's why it's spiritual psychology is the study of the minds within. We
Yeah.
want you to be successful inwardly too.
Yes.
We don't, you know what I mean? And then outwardly as well. Because if you do that, you'll do it the way it was designed and supposed to be, and you
Hmm.
won't have the more money, more problems, the negative sides of both spectrums. You won't
Yeah.
have that along the way.
Yes. Thank you, Lord.
There's another gavel
Yeah.
moment I
Yeah.
see.
I'm not going to do the gap on that one because that just spirit is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I have
Absolutely.
shared um, the link to the website, and I also shared the Facebook link. You guys make sure I got lipstick somewhere. Okay, you guys
Oh,
make
you look
sure
good. You look
you go.
good.
I know, but I was like, what was I doing? Touching my lips? So you guys go and make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel that I just shared and that you go to the website. Now, you guys do offer courses to
Yes.
become, I just want to make sure to become like a life coach type thing where you guys do.
Yeah, so you if for those that like somebody may there's people out there that may not want a specialist. They might just want to go through it by themselves.
Mm,
The way our CEO set it up, he set it up to where you can literally go through this on your own. You can have the systems on your own. If you wanted to become a specialist yourself, then we do have things set up where you can actually go through what it is to become a specialist. Or if you wanted help from a specialist, then that's where you would contact the people on there like myself. And then you would get the help on there. You just go to successepitomize.com slash specialist. I believe it's slash specialist. But even if you go to the homepage, you'll see that's what it is. Successepitomize.com slash your success team. That's what it is. You go there, you'll see all the specialists that we have. So we literally set it up for those that want to get help, those that just want to do it by themselves, whatever the case may be. We just want to help people along the way.
And I want to ask you, if someone wanted a consultation, a one-on-one virtually, how much would that be?
Well, it depends on the situation because we give free consultation to figure out what that person's dealing with. What is it that they're dealing with? What's going on? To be able to see what it is they want. We start off with our challenge overall, which is a 6-session challenge and a six virtual sessions where we help. It starts off at $350, right? $350 for 6 sessions total. But in those sessions, you'll get a whole system with Dr. Roman that has over like 20 something videos going into detail about this stuff. Then you will get the packet and you get us one-on-one, right? And you get us one-on-one every time. Now, depending on if you wanted to move forward or not from there, which some people do move forward, some people don't, depending on if you wanted to move forward or not, then we would talk about how that would be best for you. For those that are not able to do that and they still really want it, we would talk personally with them, figure out how that will work. You know what I mean? But there does have to be an exchange in place, not only just to protect the people, but to also protect ourselves as well. There has to be some type of exchange.
That's amazing. Hello, Kizzy. Thank you for coming in. Okay, I think you know what, this was a great interview, and I thank you so
I
much for
appreciate you,
taking your
Blogs.
time on Friday night to
Yes.
spend time with me and to also feed this wisdom to my my subscribers. They really deserved a treat, and you really gave them that. I always tell them to rise and grind, pitch,
Yep.
and it's just so amazing to give them somebody else's perspective. And I appreciate the people that are new to blogs and fiction. Please make sure you guys are pushing that subscribe button. If you are not a part of my family, make sure you become a part of my family by just pushing subscribe. And also make sure you thumbs up. Yeah, I gotta do this.
Go ahead, do your thing. Do your thing. Go ahead.
You can do it too.
Don't let me come around with the jukebox coming around. Just get my stuff going on too. Your little shoulder shrug.
You can do it.
Oh man.
You got
that gavel though. That gavel said serious.
Yeah. You know what? It was so fun, and I really got a lot of information. And I'm going to go back on this because I was in interview mode, and I'm going to take some notes. You really did give us a lot, and this was very informative. I just appreciate you taking the time out with me tonight. Now I am going to get with you tomorrow, and I'm going to say, I need you to do an interview with the McKay Kings.
Okay, all right, definitely. We have to set it up there.
Will you be cool with that?
Yeah, we'll talk. I'll talk with them for sure and see what they, what can happen and what they want to talk about and agree to times and all that. We'll do that for sure.
Awesome. Because we are a part of Dare to Be Different. And everybody that's in here, okay, I got to do this if you don't mind.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
You guys, I am a part of Dare to Be Different. And I want you to rock out when you're going. Rock out with your Dare to Be Different. Go to the Dare to Be Different boutique. Make sure you get our Dare to Be Different clothing. You got to check out our Dare to Be Different clothing too. I'm going to see. We got
you want me to do that?
We got shirts and face masks. Yeah.
Okay, definitely. I like the
Yeah.
I like the different. I like the different.
Because we dare to be different.
I like it. I like there to be different.
I mean, that's fine. What
I
do you
like it. Now I appreciate you having me though. It was a blessing being on here. It's really cool that we got a chance to
Yes.
catch up. Like I have like select memories of Anthony. You know what I mean? And at times I do remember him all the time smiling. You know what I mean? And the part that you brought back, you were saying, seeing me as a kid. When you start talking about, I start having brief flashbacks of, okay, maybe I do remember. Okay, that
You
makes sense. And you know what I mean? So I just remember coming down Broadview, uh,
yeah.
you know what I mean, and going down there to where you guys lived at and just seeing it in there. But nah, I appreciate it. I'm really happy to see you guys doing well. And I'm grateful to be on here. So thank you.
Oh, I'm grateful for you too. You are a blessing, and you got so much knowledge. I'm so proud of you. Seeing you, I'm not that much older than you, but seeing you grow up and then you talking this knowledge, I said, Jesus, where'd he come from? Poor knowledge.
Oh man, I
All the
appreciate it.
knowledge that is Lord. Don't get
I
me started.
appreciate
You know, I'm an actor.
it. Well, I credit God for sure, but I credit God using my godparents, Anthony and Jay Roman, the founders of the company. It's because of them that I've been able to, and all people in my life, what I mean, that's helped me. Um, they've helped endow into me this stuff, and it took a while for it to become mine. Once it became mine, I was like, I love it. So I appreciate you uh, enjoying it.
Ray King said, you know, they can't wait to meet you. This was great. Kareem said this was great. Nene said he has a beautiful spirit. And people are loving you. Hey, Matt, thank you for coming. Mark, thank you for coming in. People are loving all of the energy and all of the knowledge that you just blessed us with tonight. So I thank y'all so much. And God, I thank you so much. And guys, I
Thank
thank
you.
y'all for coming in. Okay. Make sure you thumbs up the live. Okay. I love y'all so much. We're gonna go ahead and end the live. Before we end, did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Uh, Thank you guys for having me. If you guys need any help or anything, just go to successepitomized.com. You guys can go to the main site, or you guys can go to successepitomized.com/my name, all lowercase, Trayvon Jackson. But I just appreciate you guys having me here. I would just say I'll leave people off with our tagline: "Success is predictable when you have the right keys," and we just want to help people get those keys to actually be successful. So that's it.
All right. Good night, guys. Love you all. Have a great weekend.